The project for Jamaica's tallest residential property, the Pinnacle, has achieved a significant milestone as it has now hit the summit of one of its four planned 28-story towers. Welcome back to Good Life in Jamaica. We're here in Redding, Montego Bay, and we're here for the topping out ceremony for this Jamaica's tallest building and the tallest building right now in the English-speaking Caribbean, the Pinnacle. If this is your first time on the channel, do remember to tap that subscribe button, tap the thumbs up button so you don't miss out on the latest in infrastructural developments on this, the beautiful island of Jamaica. The Pinnacle development marks the heights of luxury living, and the project, which is set to mix luxury with lifestyle, will be commemorated with this ceremony. Expected to present here is Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Good Life in Jamaica is just happy to know that we've been following this development since its very inception, and now we have reached the target of 28 floors. This is a momentous occasion and we will join in the celebrations. Let's go.
When you get to that milestone, as I said earlier on, the workers, the people who have been part of the construction, the architects, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a tremendous honor as we gather today to recognize a milestone in the structural completion of the first tower of the Pinnacle, a landmark achievement not just for LCH development, but for the city of Montego Bay and for Jamaica as a whole. On behalf of the St. James Municipal Corporation and the city of Montego Bay, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to LCH Development and Mr. Yang Lee, whose leadership, vision, and tireless commitment have brought us to this historic moment. Importantly, the Pinnacle introduces new housing solutions and modern vision for urban living in this part of the island. It pushes the standard of development forward and inspires confidence in the future we are building. Throughout this process, LCH Development has shown what it means to be a responsible developer, adhering to national building codes, meeting required standards, and taking steps to ensure the project is environmentally responsible. 3 cheers for LCH. The Pinnacle has passed the Melissa test together. Shake, shake. Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica.
If we were in another context, they would say, when it's nice, you do it twice. But we are going to continue. Thank you very much, Mayor Vernon. Strength of partnership, investments, and long-term commitment. And of course, job creation, so important for us as a city. Mr. Yang Lee is with us, and you won't be left out this morning, sir. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Pinnacle, and he comes now to do the official welcome. Please, put your hands together and make welcome Mr. Yang Lee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Thank you, Mayor Vernon.
Scholarships.
Good morning. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Minister Kewaichok, Minister Andrew Whitted. I see what happens when people believe in something and work together to make it real. We are bringing Jamaica's first blended residents to life. More has been crucial in getting us to this day. To our engineering and construction team, I'm proud of what you have accomplished. The precision, the dedication, the sheer hard work. More than 2,157 cubic meters of concrete.
Have been able to share that dream and to work together.
Pinnacle rising to the 28th floor. Wow. This is not just a construction milestone. A Jamaica that competes at the very top of global tourism and legacy. High-value visitors, premium residencies, world-class amenities, and experiences that can sit comfortably beside any luxury destination. Nation Jamaica hosts Melissa. A strong regulatory framework, the infrastructure support, and a clear strategy that aligns luxury development with national growth and community development is at the heart of our strategy. Pinnacle is a symbol of where Jamaica is going, upward, premium, and confident. So, congratulations then on this milestone. Let us now push to full completion, knowing that as Pinnacle rises, so too does Jamaica. All right?
Indeed, Minister Bartlett, as Pinnacle rises, so too does Jamaica. Reimagine diversification of the market. And so this is about the another niche and luxury market, which is so important for us as we grow as a nation. Our Prime Minister is with us. I want you to give.
I was offered that would be an extended program, so I thought there would be a few more speakers before me. But I don't mind. I've always said that we must be brief in ceremony. We spend too much time in ceremony. I certainly spend too many hours sitting down listening to speeches, and I spend maybe too much time standing up giving speeches. So we should, as a country, as we look towards the redevelopment of the areas of Jamaica that have been destroyed, and we look at a vision of rebuilding forward, integrated in that vision is greater time management and efficiency. More of that. Let me acknowledge the ministers of the cabinet who are here. Mr. Ziping Cheng, Chairman of LCH, and Yang Sen Lee speaks English with a Jamaican accent. And the team of LCH and Pinnacle, members of the public and private sector who are here, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a good morning. You don't sound like you believe that, but it is indeed a good morning. Good morning. Today's ceremony is a declaration that even after the strongest storm to make landfall in living history, Jamaica's momentum cannot be derailed. And that's why I'm here this morning. To highlight a significant milestone in this project, but to also demonstrate to the world that Jamaica is open for business. It was such a pleasing sight to see cruise ships back in the pier, to see the hustle and bustle, that's just a euphemism for traffic in Montego Bay, and to see the city coming back to life. And indeed, to see the workers from the tourism enhancement fund, from the tourism product development company, cleaning up the elegant corridor as I came in. There is a great attempt to return to normalcy. And I am very heartened by that. And I want to commend the parish council, the municipal authority, the mayor and his team, and commend all the businesses for getting back up very quickly and restarting production and service delivery in your city. Again, I commend you and I encourage you. This morning, however, permit me to share a few thoughts with you as we mark this significant achievement of reaching the final floor in the first tower. That's the 28th floor. I hear a boast that this is the tallest building in the English-speaking Caribbean, only for a few months. Because there are several other buildings in the works that are going to surpass your business, your towers, Yankson. So you better start thinking of some taller ones. But allow me to share a few thoughts with you. The notion is that this is going to become the heights of luxury. It is Jamaica's entry into a new segment of the tourism market, which is luxury and lifestyle. And we welcome that. We want to diversify our product, and this is important. But as Prime Minister, for everyone, particularly in a time of disaster, we acknowledge the sensitivity that we can't be celebrating luxury when there are thousands of households without roofs. So as I stand here celebrating this achievement, I want the rest of Jamaica that is without a roof to understand that we are not forgotten, and that every hour of my day is spent trying to figure out how to get to those roofs quickly, effectively, in an affordable way, and in a sustainable way. As remote as it may seem, this is also a part of the effort. Pursuing this is not to the exclusion of pursuing roofs for persons who don't have. And there may be those who will try to divide the country into those who have and those who don't. My job is to bring the country together so that we can all have. It is not an easy task, but it is the only way for us to all progress as one people. Now, the diversification of the tourism product is absolutely important, but it can't be done in isolation. Unfortunately, we have developed tourism almost as a silo cut off from the rest of the economy. But tourism itself has developed in silos. Hotels have developed without housing for workers. Hotels have developed without proper plans for sewage and water. Hotels have developed without proper plans for expanding the airports and the highways. And we have developed the all-inclusive concept that because the rest of Jamaica isn't moving along in pace, but let's create a kind of colony where the services can be delivered. That model cannot take us further than Tasmania. We have to pursue a genuinely all-inclusive model where all sectors of the economy are connected into tourism. is the only way. Which goes back to my original point that we must bring everybody together. So, I'm celebrating this, but I'm using the opportunity to remind the public or to make the public aware that the government of Jamaica, through the new social housing program, made an allocation along with the Tourism Enhancement Fund to pursue housing for tourism workers. Yes. The funds that have been allocated may have to be repurposed given the immediate need for restoration and emergency shelter. But I want it to be in the consciousness of the public that the government is going to be instrumental, deliberate in terms of its housing policy to provide housing opportunities for persons working in the tourism sector. And we started that by insisting that all new developments must have a housing component to it. You would have seen that some of the newer tourism products that are coming on the market, they have either dormitories or they have built units. And those that are being constructed now, all of them have either building out units for workers to acquire or to live in a rent mode facility, or dormitories are being built. Because tourism is considered a driver of the economy. And for many years we have been talking about linkages into tourism. But the concept of the linkages would be, how do you link tourism to the supply chain that goes in? Meaning, how do we link it to agriculture, for example? Or do we link it to manufacturing? But we must now expand it. How do we link it to the welfare and well-being of the workers? And housing is a critical linkage for tourism. Now, I know the group that is behind this are very skilled contractors and that they do excellent work. This tower would have risen up in under a year. If you can do this, you can build thousands of low-income houses as well. And therefore, I use this platform to challenge you and to say the government of Jamaica is willing to partner with you if you were to put some of your construction skills into providing low-income housing, which is absolutely necessary at this time, given the destruction wrought by Hurricane Melissa. So come and talk to me after. That as we enter into the reconstruction phase, I need contractors who can operate at scale and at pace. That's how we're going to bring the entire Jamaica together. That's how luxury is going to help to bring people out of poverty. The intersection of our interests. I also want to use this opportunity to talk about our environment. I know that this project has had its fair share of skepticism as it relates to the environment. I had long discussions with NEPA to ensure that everything that is being done here was sustainable and that it would enhance the value of what is being developed in the city of Montego Bay, but that it will also protect, preserve, and enhance our environmental assets. Because at the end of the day, the mystique and aura around Montego Bay, it is not high-rise buildings and skyscrapers. It is, as Minister Bartlett said, it's sun, sea, sand, and there are some other S's to be added. I don't know what you're thinking, but I was thinking seamlessness, safety, security. And we must preserve that. Yes, we must improve and enhance the quality of our buildings. We must bring them into modern times. We must give great facades to them. We must bring them out of the 60s and 50s and bring them forward and future-proof them. And therefore, I endorse this, I admire this, I like this, because it is projecting Jamaica into the future. But we're not going to leave behind the core of who we are, the natural assets that define us, but more importantly, distinguishes us. You don't want the tourists to come here and say, oh, I feel like I'm in Manhattan. Nobody's going to take a plane from Manhattan to come to Manhattan. You want to be in Jamaica. So we must preserve the things that make us distinctly Jamaican. I say very quickly, however, that there are some things that make us Jamaicans that we must dispense with. Such as ensuring that our streets are clean, ensuring that our frontage is well kept, and in a tourism environment, and as I was driving through, you could see that some people are trying to keep their frontage looking beautiful and welcoming, and others are not. That's a municipal matter to be addressed, and the mayor isn't here. Please tell him that I was talking in behind his back. That we need to pay attention to the frontage of the properties, whether they are private or public, because you are selling a unified product. You can't have a hotel here looking very lovely, and then 2 doors down there is another property where it's just chaos. That's a part of what is becoming Jamaican, chaka chaka, which we need to remove from our culture and experience. The tourism product does require a certain level of order, not to be totally sanitized, but there must be a certain order and seamlessness about the product that ensures that there is a standard where everyone can articulate. And that's what we would want to do. And I see the effort being made by the LCH group to ensure that their properties that they develop, and especially this one, meets that standard of orderliness and seamlessness. Finally, I had occasion to reflect on 2017, which seems so far, so long, so far away, and the need to declare a state of public emergency. Some of you looking at, what is happening? It was 2017. 2017, Montego Bay recorded probably its highest murder rate, where I believe Montego Bay went up to more than 200 murders. SSP, that is the case. Maybe that's closer as many as 300. And we had to declare a state of public emergency, reduce it by 70%. Yes. And we managed to maintain it at below 150 for several years. And now we are, SSP, we are below 100. We are 52 homicides. I make the point to say that even though the challenges that we face may seem intractable, meaning you'll never be able to surmount them, they're just not going to go away. With good policies, careful thought, strategic thinking, good management, and enduring presence, you can have an impact and you can make a difference. And indeed, you can transform. Before your very eyes, we have transformed the public safety issue, criminal violence, organized crime in Montego Bay and Central. Before your very eyes. Before the eyes of the entire country. The murder rate has been cut this year by 42.5% as of yesterday. The year before, it was cut by approximately 19%. And the year before, it was cut by approximately 8%. So we have moved our murder rate from being one of the highest in the region to now being amongst the lowest. We're not at the lowest yet. El Salvador has done a phenomenal job. They are way down. So we are moved from about 50 per 100,000. We're about 25 per 100,000. We need to get down to below the regional average, which is about 15 per 100,000. That is the target. So next year, we're not going to sit back and say, oh, we have achieved this wonderful thing. Next year, we're going to be pushing even harder to bring our homicide rate to below the regional average. And I believe once we give the security guarantee, we are not going to have space on the hip script for tourists to walk. It's the reality. We believe we are seeing a very high level of visitor arrivals. But the truth is we are not even scratching the surface of our potential, because the security concern does create some hesitancy in truly realizing our visitor potential. So for a project like this to realize its true and full potential, and for the entire Montego Bay to realize the true and full potential, we must keep driving that murder rate down. We must ensure citizens' security, and we must ensure public order. And so I give you the assurance, my friends, that this administration will continue to push the agenda of citizen security, public order, and strategic infrastructure development to ensure that the potential of this great place of Montego Bay is fully realized. So with those musings, thoughts, and comments that I hope it has given you some different perspectives and a better understanding of what the government is doing. I thank you for your attention, and again, commendations and congratulations to LCH and the Pinnacle team for reaching the goal of topping the first tower And I'm not expecting that we'll be doing a tower per year, so that's another 3 years before we finish. We could finish this within 2 years. Yes? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Prime Minister, allow me to welcome you back to the stage. Thank you so much for your wide-ranging address. And as you come, I'm going to invite our chairman, Ziping Chen, as well as our CEO, to symbolically sign the Tower One topping out ceremony memorabilia here. Yes. And I'd also like to acknowledge Yu Chen Tao, who is the CEO of Brothers Construction, who I believe joined us as well and is part of the team. So here we go, the signatures of our Prime Minister, our CEO, and our Chairman. There you go. Jamaica's Prime Minister says that's his autograph. Thank you so much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaica's first branded residence. And we are happy to invite the official party to ascend to the 28th floor for the placement of the final concrete pour. As guests, you are invited to view the ceremony on screen. If all goes well, you'll be able to witness all of what's happening up top, since we all can't be carted up to the 28th floor. It's quite a way up, but we will not be left out. So guests may remain seated and you can watch all of what's going to be happening up on the 28th floor. So, Prime Minister, you're going to be led by our CEO, and I believe there are other members of the party. They know themselves who will join the Prime Minister for movement to the 28th floor, and then after a tour of the model unit.
Thank you again for watching. Ensure that you subscribe to the channel. Good Life in Jamaica is growing. Remember to check out our other videos here on the Good Life in Jamaica YouTube channel. One love, Jamaica.